Yo, what's up, my bubbly boys? Back here in another video. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Today we are going to be doing an updated live Twin Fiendsmith deck profile for the post-burst protocol format and post-banlist for our first banlist in 2026. So in the most recent banlist, we had a couple of really good hits. We had a hit to Mitsurugi, we had a hit to K9, we had a hit to Yummy, we had a hit to Draco Tail. So basically all the current meta decks right now sort of got hit in some way, shape, or form, except for K9, because we all know how that happened. They did basically nothing to K9, but let's not get into that right now. But yeah, so I really wanted to give you guys an updated live Twin Fiendsmith deck list, just because of the fact that we are slowly approaching that burst protocol format, and we need to prepare ourselves for that format, because that format is going to be a little bit rough for live Twin, if I'm being completely honest, because the Radiant Typhoon deck is a pretty hard matchup to deal with. And also it's because that we had Droll go to 2, so usually we're always running 3 Ash 3 Droll, is because the fact that we lose to Fool Us very easily. So having Droll 2 reduces our chance of drawing a card that actually outs fuwa, right? So I really want to make this updated deck list and show you guys some spice I've been cooking up too, as you can see in the side deck. But I'll show you guys why I'm even running this card in the first place, okay? So before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you're already, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's hop right into it. So for the starters in the main deck, remember we're running a 40 card deck because we want to draw our not only our engine but also our outs to full, like Ash and Droll, as consistently as possible. So we're running 3 Keyskill, 3 Keyskill Frost, 3 Snitch, and then 1 Lilla. This is mandatory. I mean, this is mandatory, pretty standard. I wouldn't run less than this. I wouldn't run more. And yeah, so we're gonna go into the Fiendsmith stuff now. So 3 Engraver, 1 Tracked. I'm not running Sanct just because of the fact it's a quick play, and that really I don't want to have a Radiant Typhoon play on my turn. So if I can prevent that from happening, then after that I won't run Sanct, okay? But in the future, maybe, like, I'm not too familiar with the Radiant Typhoon deck, so the more I learn about the next format, this deck is going to be subject to change, okay? So 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, and I chose not to run Paradise just because of the fact that I wanted to, as much room for hand trap as physically possible, okay? And of course you have the 1 Sweet. And then after that for hand traps, so we have a lot of hand traps actually that can out fuwa here. So fuwa is our main weakness, so I try to main deck a lot of cards that beat fuwa. So in total I believe we have 9, so sort of 8, I would say 8.5. But here's my explanation. So Sweet can actually be an out to fuwa if your opponent isn't really smart and fuwa's the key skill. Usually you don't want to do that. You just wait for the when you're about to link it off into deal. But some people, most people, if not all people, will fuwa you on the key skill, right? So if they fuwa you on key skill and you have a Sweet in hand, it's basically a free out to fuwa, unless they have another one, of course. But I sort of count this as a fuwa counter as long as you draw into key skill, or at least like a Sunny Snitch or something, or even a Lilla. So it depends on what you draw into, but this can be an out to fuwa. You also have 3 Izuna. 3 Izuna is actually really nice in the deck because it gives you an alternate line into fuwa. So if they fuwa you, you only give them 1 draw by setting up a Ripper plus adding the 2nd Izuna. So, which is really nice. And then you have a nice, it's not like the craziest board, but that's why we're running a bunch of hand traps. That way it makes the board a little bit better, even if you have to go for this route. And then you have 3 Ash and 3 Droll, which are basically outs to fuwa. Like, I mean, Ash on its own is really good, and Droll is an automatic shutdown. No matter how many Moltres armies they have in their hand, it's gonna out every single Moltres army they have in their hand, which is absolutely diabolical. All right. And they also count as very powerful hand traps. Zuna is going to be crazy next format. And I'll be explaining you guys why. Actually, right now, I'll explain to you guys right now. So next format, in the Draco Tail matchup, you could actually wipe their whole board with just 1 Izuna. So you could go Izuna effect, send a Lupus summon itself back, make a Valon on their opponent's turn. Then after that, use Valon to book something face down. You go, when it passes back to your turn, you enter battle, attack over something. You can even attack over the book monster that you just put face down, because If there's a bunch of monsters that are higher than Valon, you can do that, so that way the Valon doesn't be destroyed. And after that, you can set up a Zeus. And since the Zeus can't be targeted, you could simply just go Zeus and wipe the whole board. It's absolutely insane. It's a free out to the whole Draco Tail board, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, it's a very powerful hand trap in the next format, and I really think that this has a lot of potential. So that's why I'm running Azuna. And of course, we have the 3 Imperm. I really like Imperm over Veiler, just because of the fact that Imperm, of course, can be used as a board breaker as well, depending on the deck you're going against. You also have 2 Veiler, and I'm sliding the 3rd Veiler because I also thought Morna was actually pretty good too. And you have 3 Bell, 3 Nib, and 3 Fuwa. Of course, with the 1 Lupus, that doesn't really do anything. But you know, if you were running Typhon in the extra deck, then it would do something, right? But yeah, that is it for the main deck. A pretty clean 40-card main deck. Nothing I would change for now, unless the format changes. But for now, I really like this lineup here. Okay. For the extra deck, we have 1 Ripper, 1 Valon, 1 Zeus. Absolutely insane. 1 Caesar, 1 Nakrama, 1 Desiree, 1 Necro Equip, 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, Deal, Keyskill, Lila, Shovel Sunny, Baoku, SP Little Knight. So this is pretty much standard. Everybody who plays Live Twin should know this lineup is all standard here. And of course, a little K9 package here. Okay. 40 side deck. Next format, of course, post burst protocol. I cannot stress it enough. At least side or main Perulia. Okay, I cannot stress it enough. You need 3 Perulia next format. It outs so many decks and shuts down so many decks, powerful decks that this deck would usually have a problem against. But when you Perulia them, it makes the match with way easier than normally should, right? Because some matchups, especially against the Radiant Typhoon matchup, fuwa isn't going to be that good. You need Perulia. I cannot stress it enough. Perulia is going to be standard next format, okay? Pick them up early. I ran 2 Mourner with the 1 effect Veiler. I thought Mourner is going to be really good next format because of the fact that monster effect negations are going to be very valuable. So this is, of course, subject to change. If it doesn't end up being that good, I'll change it out for something else. But for now, this is going to stay in based on my initial thoughts of the Burst Protocol format. And of course, you have 2 Thrust into 1 Duster. This is for Radiant Typhoon, because if you have like if you hand trap them enough where they can't set up that 1 Omni Negate. I forgot what the 1 Omni Negate was. I think it was like this one here. Yes, the Vibrant Vortex. If they don't set up Vibrant Vortex, what you can do is just back row the whole board, wipe the whole back row, because that's what they mostly focus on. They mostly focus on putting up quick plays and whatever, and then discard here in order to in order to establish a board, right? So Harpy Spider Dust is gonna be insane next format. And of course, Flame is really good because you could thrust for Flame on your turn and use it as an out to board breaker. So let's say, for example, Radiant Typhoon. Radiant Typhoon is going to be using things like, of course, Super Poly, but this deck doesn't really lose Super Poly. But they're going to be using things like Fallen the Virtuous and Forbidden Droplet. So having an out to both of those board breakers and any other board breakers that other decks might be running is going to be very, very valuable. So I really like having Draco Tail Flame. It's a little bit better than Judgment or something like that because it's actually thrustable. So you're basically running 3 Judgments all over again, which is really, really nice. And yeah, so then after that, you have 3 Small World. Okay, this is a card that I've been testing out recently. I haven't been like, it's not that bad. Okay. So basically, the whole idea is that you search with any card in your hand. You could search out an out to fuwa. So you can search for a Droll. You could search for Ash. That's mainly the 2 cards you could search. But usually, almost any hand trap can go for these. So, alrighty, my apologies. I just needed to make sure everything was okay here, and I forgot completely about how the bridges would work. But yes, every single one of these hand traps here can bridge into Ash or Droll. Veiler can bridge into Bell, and Bell can bridge into Droll. Okay, Lupus can bridge into Bell, I believe, and Bell can bridge into Droll. Okay, since they both have 0 attack. Okay. Azuna, same thing. They're basically the same thing here. Both Lupus and Azuna, same thing. Bridge into Bell, Bell bridges into Droll. Fuwa bridges into, I believe it bridges into Droll, and then Droll can add Ash, okay? So some of these lines won't be able to add Droll, but you can still add Ash. They would just have to fuwa beforehand, but most of the time they're not gonna know whether or not what are you gonna add here. Mostly they're gonna think you're adding an extender or something like that. But if they fool you beforehand, you're kind of screwed if you're adding Ash. But most of these cards can add Droll. So fuwa can't add Droll, but it can add Ash. Nibiru can bridge into fuwa. Fuwa can bridge into Droll, okay? Bell can bridge into Valor. Valor can bridge into Ash, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much all like the bridges that you can do with this deck in order to get your outs to fuwa, which are Ash and Droll, which is actually really, really nice. And of course, you have the one call by and the one cross-side designator in the side deck. So of course, you have 5 cards in the side deck that out to fuwa. Okay, let's see what else. We have 5 here. We have 6. I mean, we have 5 here, 8 here, 9. Well, there's 8.5, 11.5, 12, 13.5. Okay, and a half. Well, I consider it 14. Okay, like how often are you not gonna be able to draw Sunny Snitch and Kisco? It's pretty often that you're gonna draw at least these or even a Lilla, even. But if you can't, you know, Sweet is gonna be dead, of course. But if you can, well, yeah, you can. Okay, that's all I can say. But yeah, you could say that's a lot of cards to out fuwa. Okay, so you don't really have to worry about having to deal with fuwa with the addition of Small World now. So even if we lose the one Droll, we still have ways that we could still beat fuwa with this engine right here. All right, with all these non-engine here. Okay. And yeah, so that is it for today's video. I really want to show you guys this new tech that I really wanted to test out. See for yourself, guys. See how this works out for you. I haven't tested it enough to know whether or not Small World is actually viable or not. But in theory, it is a very good card that is a possible a mandatory card in the side deck, depending on how things go and how effective it can be to outing the powerful Molcharmies like Fugalos, right? And yeah, that was basically my deck list for post-burst format. Burst protocol format. Okay, I swear I never want to say burst protocol again. Okay, but yeah, that was basically my deck list for the post burst protocol format. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.